Customary measurement, reading a ruler. In this video, we're going to look at how you read a ruler to the 16th of an inch. So let's go ahead and do that. Now here we have, this is an enlarged picture of 1 inch. And depending on, I've seen rulers that were broken into quarter inches, 16th. This particular ruler is broken into 16th of an inch. I've even seen them at some home improvement stores where they'll break an inch into 30 seconds. But this is a pretty conventional ruler. And the largest line here, this is your 1/2 inch. Now, if you're good at equivalent fractions, you're going to be really good at reading a ruler. So the largest of these lines here, this is your 1/2 inch. The next largest, here and here, these are your 1/4 inch. So this would be 1/4. This is 2/4. That's 3/4. Now remember, 2/4 is the same as 1/2. So this is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. The next largest line that you see here, 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 and here, these are your 1/8 inch marks. This would be 1/8. This is actually 2/8 because this is 1/4 of an inch. 2/8 equals 1/4. This is 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8 because 4/8 is a half, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. And then the smallest line here, these are your 16ths of an inch. This is 1/16, 2/16, 3/16, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8/16, which is the same as a half. This is 9/16. So the largest line is your 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch, 16th of an inch. Okay. So what's the arrow pointing at here? Well, that's a 1/2 inch. What is it pointing at here? This would be actually an 1/8 of an inch. Or this is one of your 1/8 measurements. This is the 16th. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can read this ruler. Now the arrows are pointing at various points on the ruler. And this first one right here, you can see that it's pointing at the smallest line. That's a 16th of an inch. Now we can use a little trick here. I know this is 1/2 right here. And I know that 1/2 is 8/16. So this is 1 less than 8/16. This is 7/16 of an inch. Now I could, if I wanted, I could start here. I could count all these notches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/16. That's just a little bit easier, a little bit quicker. The next arrow, I know that's pointing at, this is your 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/8. I know it's pointing at an 1/8. Which one is it pointing at? Well, this would be 1/8, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. That's 3/8. Actually, it's 2 and 3/8 if you want to include the whole number. That's pointing at 2 and 3/8 inches. Again, if you wanted, you could count all the small little 16ths of an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 6/16 equals 3/8. In the next example, now I know that's 1/2 inch. This is 1/4 inch right here that it's pointing at. This is 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. So that would be 3 and 3/4 inches. Remember, 1/2 is the same as 2/4, so that's 3/4. And the last arrow is pointing at, this is your 1/2, this is your 1/4, these are your 1/8s. It's pointing at one of the 8s. Which one is it? Well, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8, 6/8, 7/8. That would be 4 and 7/8 inches. All right, here's a few more examples. Now in this one, it's pointing at the smallest line. I know that's a 16th. Let's use that same trick that we used up here. Now you know that 1/2 is 8/16. So if I started here and I said that's 8/16, 9, 10, 11/16. That's 11/16 of an inch. The next one is pointing at, now this is 1/2, this is 1/4, it's pointing at an 1/8. And again, I'm going to use 1/2. I know that 1/2 is 4/8. This would be 5/8. So 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8. That's 5/8. This would be 1 5/8 inches. In the next example, it's pointing at the smallest increment. This would be, it's pointing at one of the 16ths. So remember, 1/2 is 8/16, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13/16. So that would be 2 13/16. And our last example is also pointing at 16ths of an inch. So this would be 4 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/16. 4 5/16 of an inch. All right. Now what you could do is, I'm going to give you a few examples. You could pause this if you want to see if you get these right. Now what is that arrow pointing at there? See if you can get it. Pause it if you want. That would be 1 3/4. I've got 4 more examples for you. Look at this one. That would be 2 what's it pointing at? Is that halves, quarters, or eighths? That's 2 1/8. Let's try another one. It's pointing at the smallest increment. So it's 3 count them, 3 3/16. 2 more examples. Okay, it's pointing at, now is it pointing at a half, a quarter, an eighth, or a 16th? Well, it's not a 16th. It's an eighth. Count them. It's 1/8 past 1/2. That's, 10/16 or 5/8. I don't know why I put that there. This is actually 5/8 of an inch. And those are equivalent fractions. Excuse me. One more example. It's pointing at a 16th. Which one is it? Again, try this. Start it at 1/2. Now 1/2 is 8/16, and then count. That would be 3 13/16. Now the last thing I'm going to show you, this is a website you can go to practice. It's a lot of fun. It's called the Ruler Game. You can Google the Ruler Game, or this is up top. This is the address if you want to type that in. And it's really fun. It's well, we can take a quick look at it here. And what you do is, I'm going to start a new game. You have to tap on, now you would use your mouse at home, you would have to find 1 5/16 as quickly as you could. So I got that one right. 2 7/8, you would have to find that. 2 7/8 would be right there. 15/16, I'll get one wrong. Now I know this is 8/16. You get 3 strikes. So this is a really fun game to practice your ruler skills, and it's called the Ruler Game. So that's how you read a ruler to the 16th of an inch.